this week was, how's everybody doing?
Good.
Yeah.
This week was, let's see, promoting your shop, adding a blog, whether it's Shopify or not, and then, abandoned carts and different emails and bookkeeping integrations as well. Yeah, so this one is, pretty self-explanatory, I guess. There wasn't any extra questions in the Facebook that I saw. But I did want to share, because we had last week, let me look really quick. Last week when we chatted, we were talking about the printed shipping, not the labels, which I guess you can edit those as well, but the packing slip. So I was going to show you really quick. I don't know why my computer's being really kind of slow. Like Zoom wouldn't let me in either. It was being really weird. So let me get this right here. Okay, and then share. Okay, so, and we'll just wait. I was going to show you really quick because it's not quick. Okay, shipping. So if you go down to the bottom left into settings, and then you go into your shipping, and then you scroll down, because there was a lot of questions about shipping, and someone was having a problem with it charging double or not the right package. Mm-hmm. Yeah, so here is right here, packing slips. Printed list of items in the shipment that goes along with the package. You can edit that because it does have a really nice template. Again, it's in HTML, and I really wish they had like a different way to preview it, but I'm gonna preview it. There we go. So this is the packing slip that we had looked at, but you can edit what is shown. So right now, all this coding is pulling in, like the shop name is right here, the order name is right here, the order created on the date is right there, and then it's printing out the the shipping instructions or address details, billing address, what it contains in the order, so what was purchased. But you could add additional, so customer note, or thank you for shopping with us is at the end. So it's way down here. Let me see if I can find it really quick. So if you scroll down and find that verbiage, should containers, uppercase. That won't look in here. Right here. Thank you for shopping us, line 153. You could add additional words right here if you wanted to. Okay. You could even put like, visit the shop again and use a 5% off coupon, something. So just know that, yeah, you can edit this form, which is kind of pretty slick. And then to get the HTML code, type it in something else and then click the text instead of the, or the edit HTML instead of the preview. And then the label format as well. I don't know that you can change it too much because it's set up for specific sizes and specific information. Yeah. But anyways, I just want to share, you can edit your packing slip and see what it has, which is pretty neat. So there you go. Yeah. So let's see. Okay, so this week was blogs and And you guys were deciding whether or not you were going to do a blog, or some have a blog on Shopify. I have mine off. Just make sure your links in your menu bar reflect that so they can get back and forth. And then blog topics, you know, tutorials or ways to use your products. Let's see, I think I had... let's see, what else was in here? Oh yeah, so we talked about hosting on and off. You have different themes. So if you host it off of Shopify, it's going to have its own theme.
Yep.
So just be aware of that. Making it somewhat similar and recognizable, usually through the logo and your colors, is good. And then SEO for your blog, so it's the same as for your shop. You know, just make sure you pay attention to those things as well. Your images, when you upload them to your blog, you don't want numbers on them, you want words. Fill in your alt text for the image. If you have something that you know, if you're aware of keywords, use those in the blog posts and stuff like that. I know a lot of people who, there's different styles of blogs, and so really it's just like testing a few things out and making and doing what you like, whether that's like a full tutorial, or it's just this is what's new in the shop, or showcase this is what somebody made using my pattern, or you know, loving whatever they got. So you know, test out a few things on your blog to see if you like the styles, finding your style, if you're just starting off with that. Don't go crazy, you know, and make it a goal to do once a day. You know, keep it simple when you're starting off, and just, you know, do what you can, but
I do once a week. I plan on doing once a week. A lot of times on Sundays, I'll sit around and just think about what I want to talk about. You know, I think about what I've done the week before, and so usually it's some kind of a technique or a little mini video, something like that. And then if I just happen to have a new pattern, or I'm releasing a block of the month, then that just might be an extra blog post. So, but I've tried to stick with it probably for the last almost year. I've stuck with once a week.
That's pretty good consistency. It means
yeah, and it's really been nice. I think I've gotten some good readership from that. But of course, most of the time I get most of my readership when I give away a free pattern. So that's when everybody's sharing.
And that is definitely one way of promoting your shop. I mean, for sure, of, you know, offering something free based on a pattern.
Yep.
There's Bonnie Holt. She does, she has books and stuff, but then she does a quilt along based on the book. So it's not a pattern in the book, but she's gathered the blocks that are in the book and made a new pattern that the instructions are on her blog. And so you have to follow that to get the different pattern, but you have to have the book for the instructions on the blocks. So it's just a different way of doing things that way. But for sure, offering something free that relates to something that is in your shop, or an adjustment. You know, if you have a bag pattern, well, did you know if you changed it this way, here's the instructions for this. You know, after you make the base, then you do this free on the blog. You know, that promotes a lot. Do you have an RSS or email with that as well?
Yeah, when I had my web person set up my website, she's got there's a little thing in there where you can sign up for my blog, and plus, you know, in addition to my newsletter. So people.
So when you put a post up, it automatically bings and says there's a new post.
Yeah, because I've signed up for it myself, so I know that it works, because every time I do a blog post, and all of a sudden in my personal email, it says Snuggles Quilt, and I'm like, what the heck? For a moment I forget, and then I go, oh, it's my blog post.
No, I'm going to read that. Oh, I wrote so good.
So it does work.
Yes, that's awesome. Yeah, and testing it for sure is good. Yeah. Yes. Okay, you have to turn your mute off.
Okay, so I have a sign up for my email list, but I didn't think about a sign up for my blog. Do I do that like on a page in Shopify?
Do you have your blog on Shopify?
Yeah. But
I will. Let me write that down because I haven't looked at like an RSS feed for Shopify. So I'll look at that for Shopify. So yeah, so what happens, there's two ways of doing it. Well, and you have, so did you do the two lists, one for the buyers and one for the blog readers?
No, because I can't like understand how they separate each other. I mean.
So the one for the list for the buyers is they only get on that list once they've made a transaction in your shop.
And so how do I go in and do I just go in and physically separate them myself?
No. So then you have, do you have MailChimp or who do you have? MailChimp? Yeah. So you would have, you would have two groups or I think they're groups.
But I just have one. It's just.
Yeah. So you need to make a second one.
And
I'll tag you on the separating the list.
Okay.
Because not that you can't send your buyers the new blog posts, but it just, you understand where those people are getting on your list. One is because they bought something.
Yeah.
And then the other one is they didn't buy anything, but they liked your store and maybe they'll come back.
Right.
And that's the other list.
Okay.
So that's a second, and it will have its own sign-up form where the buyer's list doesn't have a sign-up form. Shopify automatically sends that person and adds them to that list in MailChimp automatically.
Okay. All right. Yeah, because I'm not understanding how to separate them. And
yeah, so they're two separate lists, so you don't have to do anything. It's just,
I see all the reasons why, but I don't understand how to do it.
Yeah, and then once you have it separate, then, if you do make a new blog post, you can tell both of them, or it just goes to the ones who signed up on your site only. They haven't bought anything, but you're telling them about what's new in your shop, as well as like new blog posts and stuff. So they'll get updates.
Okay.
Yeah, as well.
Also, do I have a sidebar? I don't know how to figure out what the like the extras are for my blog. In Debut, because I really like the way my shop's set up, so I don't want to change Debut, and I really want to blog in Shopify because it just, for me, keeps everything in like one place.
Yes.
And I feel like, I just feel like it, down the line, it'll make things smoother for people coming to visit. And so, if I drive them to my blog and it's already on my site, I feel like
it's easier to manage for sure at the beginning, and it uncomplicates a lot of things. So just keep it that way.
Okay.
So
but I don't know if I have a sidebar. I don't know what else I can do on that page, or do I bring in another template, or I'm confused?
No. So I'll show you really quick. So here is, you go to, I'll just show you where I click. So you go to your online store and then you hit the customize button.
Mm-hmm.
And then right here is your theme. And then right here is the drop down. So this is the blogs. So this is the main blog page that shows the newest blog posts.
Okay.
And then the blog post is when they click on a specific blog post, this is the page it shows. So then you can see what you have over here as far as what you can edit. You might be able to change the menu on the side or have a different menu, which would be kind of fun.
Okay.
And then this is, you know, I don't have a whole lot of settings because this is the free theme. So I can turn off my sharing down here, or I can enable sharing again. So, but you can kind of play around, and then it doesn't have anything I can add to it. And I can change my footer as well. So I can add content down there as well.
Okay.
But that's how you would edit the blog layout that's already included in the theme.
Okay. And I didn't know how to get to that. I just go to the blog and make a post.
Yeah. And yeah, so you can edit it in there. And then as far as your sidebar goes, I don't have my blog over here, but I do have it at the bottom. I don't make it prominent because it's my shop, but if you want to, do it. Like if you're trying to build up your blog readership and stuff, go ahead and have your blog on your sidebar menu or on your other, you know, a menu.
I have mine, and I have mine on the bottom and on the top.
Yeah.
Because I'd like people to read it too. So
yeah.
Yep.
So
Yeah.
I figure the more places they could find it, better. I guess.
Really, yes. Yeah. And it makes it easy for people as well to return back and forth. So yeah.
Okay. I have another question.
Yeah.
Because before we got on, I was covering topics, and there was something said about a special hashtag. How do you decide what that special hashtag is? Do I pick So Forever, or
You can make your own, or so you can start your own if you want. So a lot of people, if like I'm doing a specific quilt along, I'll make my own hashtag.
just
So it's like
type it up and use it again?
Garden Walk QAL. So hashtag Garden Walk QAL. And what happens is when you search for things, and Instagram is really the one who uses the most hashtags. So you can do, let's see, Garden Walk Quilt Along. So if I search for that hashtag, it'll show me everything that's pushed out from it.
Okay.
Sewing. So if anybody's tagged it, there's 8 million posts on sewing.
Okay.
But that's a lot.
Right.
But you get visible, sort of, ish, you know, maybe.
Somewhere in the mix.
Yes. So if you kind of start typing things in after the hashtag, you'll see what other people are using, what popular hashtags are. So
Okay.
here's Quilting Fun. It's got 15,000 or 50,000. So, I mean, you might end up in here. So you never know. Really, you never know what hits.
Okay.
But yeah, if you just start typing it, it'll give you prompts as to what is being used. Instagram is the one who uses it the most. Pinterest is sometimes on and off, and like, so it's not gonna pull a whole lot like it does, but maybe if you just type in the word without the hashtag, it'll give you prompts as well, as far as like what is trending and popular.
Yeah.
And those can help you like determine your keywords as well.
Yeah, right. I've done a lot of training on Pinterest through kind of like classes like this, only Pinterest related.
Yes.
So once you type up there, and then all the things that go along that come up after you put in that section.
Yeah, right here. Ding, ding,
Yeah,
ding,
it's
ding.
showtime. I'm not sure why that's coming up on your thing. Most of the time, there's 100 others. They're like,
Yeah, for beginners, for babies.
oh, there
for
they are. The
pets.
Christmas,
Yeah.
easy. And so the training I've gotten is use those as often as you can.
Yeah.
I make those, even if they're not hashtags, they're
Keywords.
words.
Yeah, so you're sewing projects for kids, sewing projects DIY, sewing projects, you know, that are easy. Yeah.
Patterns.
Uh-huh.
Tutorials, those are all,
Yeah, all those that relate, those are good.
yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
so within your blog post, you're going to remove the hashtag and just use your keywords. But then, for Instagram and sometimes Pinterest and stuff, add the hashtags for easy searchings.
Okay.
Yeah. Now you can create pins with videos. So that's something new. I'm getting a notification.
I know.
Yeah.
I always think, oh, that's wonderful. And then I get stuck because it's not quite the right size or
Yeah.
whatever. And I don't know how to change my video size,
Yeah. Yeah. Off topic, Pinterest is going live on,
Yeah.
they're going to have sell stocks. Yeah.
So,
Oh, wow. I didn't know that.
So Pinterest might change
Yeah.
a little bit more. You'll see probably more
ads,
which
Yeah.
I don't like the ads that they have. And I really wish they would clean up.
I know sometimes there's a weird ad that pops up in my feed, and I'm like, what? Why am I getting this ad? It has
Like
nothing
the belly
to do with
fat.
Yeah,
Oh.
like I've never searched for anything like that, and I'm like,
No,
what?
so unrelated.
and I don't even want to see that.
Yeah,
No.
exactly.
You can't unsee it. That's the problem.
Right. Yeah.
Yes. Yeah. So, okay. Yeah, so use those. And then let's see. I don't know what my dog is doing. She's doing weird stuff. But anyways, okay. Okay, so adding your blog, whether or not it's Shopify, and then so promotions, what can you do for promotions? Adding your shop or your blog to your menu bars, putting it out there, having a sign-up sheet or sign-up form so you get them on the list and you can email them later with updates from your blog, from your shop. Relative topics on your blog, so your posts are about your shop or how to use, adjustments you can make with this, did you know, or put them in roundup, the top 10 best quilting templates. Well, I'm going to do that because I have a quilting template that I want to sell and it's in my shop, so I make that blog post which relates to that, and it's inclusive with other people's. So it's okay to promote other people's stuff in your blog posts as well. Mm-hmm. If you know people, have them swap shout outs. Promote each other's shops and promote each other's blogs. Have a blog hop, they call it. So, do you do one topic and you're like, you want to know more? Go here. And the next person, go here. So you kind of hop around to different blogs. Usually those are included in a giveaway or something like that. So there's an incentive to move around. Okay, Becky, yes.
The last blog post, I've only done 2, and my plan is to do it twice a month. But and also to like one was like why I do what I do, so that people understand why I'm doing
and about you. Yeah.
And then the other thing I did, I don't know if I did on the first one, I think so, but the last one, I've been reorganizing my fabric, and everybody, loves that because it was a 2-week thing. So anyway, I go into Canva and did a before and after picture, and then I embedded my links, and I don't know if I did my blog post link. I actually did one wrong and put a link for my actual Shopify site in there, which was like, oh my God. But anyway, I embed the links on the Canva thing so that if somebody, and then I post it to Pinterest, because I'm doing a Pinterest thing. So then when I post it to Pinterest, and if they click on that anywhere, I kind of like load it up. If they click on that, it takes them to my blog post. So I think that's it. I think it's a good way to promote.
Yeah, for sure. So sharing on social media, your own or others. Yeah. And you'll go into your analytics, and it will be insights, maybe.
I don't have insights either.
Oh, it's not insights. Report.
But I don't have that.
Oh, questions. Let's see. There's one. And if it doesn't show it, you can find it in, I know it shows it somewhere in here, but it tells you where they're coming from. Oh, right here, online store sessions by traffic, which is social.
Okay.
But then there's another one, and it might not be here, so you might have to use Google Analytics.
Okay. Can you go back down to the bottom there for a second? Those go.
The top referrals.
Yeah. Well, how do those people just see things and they refer?
So Patchwork Posse is my blog. Patchwork Planner is my other shop, which I don't sell anything on there to check out. They have to come here. Yeah. So that's for my planner. Plushy Patterns Secret, I have a second site. It's small and it doesn't do a ton, but that's my other one.
Well, sometimes I get
all my personal referrals.
Oh, but sometimes I get it says something about we all sew or something that is not me. It's somebody.
So somebody may have pinned your
okay.
image, or somebody did a roundup and it was like the top 10 ways to do this, and yours was one of the top 10. So you're getting traffic from them.
Okay. Because I was
yeah, and Google Analytics has better insights than Shopify for sure. Okay. So you'll know, actually in Google Analytics, you can see, social sources right here, but it only shows Facebook. I know there's other ones, but this might be just for today. So if I extended the time out, it would have others. So you can see which ones you are getting traffic from, and Pinterest probably is one for you.
Yeah.
If you're pinning things and you're getting traffic from them.
Yeah. Actually, I only have a few videos on YouTube, and that really, I need to do more, but YouTube really, really pays off for me. Not pays off, but it drives people to
generates your traffic
more than anything.
And that's perfect. So and if that's working, exactly, build it up. What else can you do that's somewhat repeatable?
Yeah. And it's not like I am doing anything professional. I'm literally using my iPhone, taping what I'm doing and posting it,
Yeah, seriously, it's fine. Yeah, for right now, don't worry about technicalities and things like that. Just get it done. And so yours actually, your blog might be a little bit different. So maybe your goal is to do one video per week and keep it simple, but then you embed that video from YouTube on your blog posts. And so you have a quick, I'm just putting this out there, how to hand stitch your applique. Right. Well, the tutorial on your blog might be really short with a 1, 2, 3. These are the materials, but you have the video embedded. So you're getting double duty. So your blog post is not necessarily, it's just the means to spread the word about your new video. So maybe your blog is video, but then you're putting it on your blog.
Okay.
So that might be something. Yeah. Nobody says your blog has to be all written and stuff. It can be a short blurb with just a video implanted from YouTube. And that's what you want to build. So you get good traffic.
For my blog, I personally, when I'm looking at stuff, I don't like to read a lot of words. I know it kind of ranks higher, but I get so some people are just writing so much stuff. So I'm doing picture words, and
I do a lot of pictures on mine too.
Yep.
Yeah. I just think I can learn a lot more faster than reading a bunch of words.
Yeah, and if you think about what your niche is, it's very visual.
Yes.
So pictures make sense.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Yes. Yeah. All right. Let's see. Oh, email lists, add products and shops to your sidebar of your blog if you can. Discount code for grand opening or other occasions. Doing ads. I haven't done much with ads, and I know Heather just started experimenting ads actually in Etsy and not Shopify, but I know there's few that have done ads and have done really well. They take time and there's a learning curve, so I haven't I dip in and then I run away. So I haven't dipped
That's
in.
what I do too, because you think, I'm spending this money, and then maybe you only make like $100 off of it, and you spent 60, and you're like, well, shoot, that wasn't
Yeah,
really
and
worth
if
it.
everything's digital, that's great, but it's
Yeah.
like, ooh, sometimes the ad doesn't pay off. So you have to be okay with losing money up front at the
Yep.
beginning. It's like gambling. You only go in with $10 or whatever. You have to be okay losing that. But there is a payout if you find the right combination, for sure. So I have too many other things in my head that I haven't dealt with that.
Exactly.
Need to. I'm at the point where that. Yeah, I don't know. So anyways, abandoned carts and emails. So what's kind of funny is Shopify doesn't do a lot of things, like the reviews aren't including, but they do abandoned carts. So
yeah, I've got that set to send an email if somebody abandons a cart.
yeah, so it's really interesting to see, how they are recovered or not recovered, and how often and which products are and stuff. And you can edit those emails as well. So that is in the notifications area of Shopify. So you go to settings, and then all the emails are in your notifications. So any of those you can edit. So there's the abandoned cart, checkout, email. Again, it's going to be in HTML. So you have to find things in there and to where to add. But you can edit those, which is nice. So you can offer something in there if you want. Sorry you didn't check out or whatever. Enjoy a 10% off coupon to return right now. It's good for one purchase. And so that discount code can be, edited to make sure it's used only one person or a specific product or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, so there is that.
I did an abandoned cart with MailChimp. Do they crisscross? I don't understand. Like sometimes Shopify has things, and then MailChimp's like they have the same thing. And with the MailChimp one, I think it pulls up what they leave in their cart. So I'm not sure.
Look.
I did set up one with MailChimp because I could
Better control it.
customize it better.
Yeah.
So it looked.
Yeah, so you don't have to read all the percentages and the hyphens and the alligators.
Oh my gosh, yeah.
Yeah. That's why I'm like,
Way
oh
to
my
go.
gosh, come on. Most of the people that are using this are not that technical.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm still trying to get the Pinterest button to work, and Diane said she helped me. We talked about it before you came on. So when it comes to code, I'm so
Yeah.
It's tricky.
It is very tricky.
Yeah. And maybe
Someday down the road, maybe Shopify will learn that, okay, people don't all want to code. Maybe there's a way we can get them to be able to edit it.
but I almost wonder if there's like an app. So you don't have to deal with it, and you just pop the app in, and the app does it. So
it's almost like they assume that everybody knows how to code. It's like, no, we don't. We have other things to worry about,
Yeah.
Really.
I know how to applicate. I can't code with a darn.
Yeah, me neither.
And some things are so simple, and then they have an app for it that you have to pay, and you're like, oh my gosh.
I know, yeah, because if you can start adding up with all those apps, and it's like, then you're ending up, $200 a month for your store, and then you're not making that money.
Right.
Yeah. If it makes sense, fine, but if not, whatever. Yeah. I'll look at the MailChimp abandoned cart email sequence and what they offer, because and MailerLite is heavily integrated in the Shopify as well. Like we talked about a couple weeks ago, and it was a new thing, so you can auto-populate, it'll talk to Shopify. And so maybe they have an abandoned cart sequence as well. So I'll look at that, because that is interesting.
So do you like MailerLite better than
I find they're very similar in their data, in their user back end and stuff.
Yeah.
I don't have any problems with either. I use MailChimp for another site for my membership, and
Okay.
it works fine. So
Okay.
yeah.
So I can just stick with that and not
Yep.
switch to something
Yeah.
different.
There comes a point in time when your numbers might make sense to move. You know,
I'm a long way from-
cost-wise, you'll get to a point where you're just like, ooh, this is a lot. So what are the other options?
Right.
And, that might, convince
I'd love to
you
have that
move.
problem.
Yeah. Yeah. And I use ConvertKit for a little bit. There's some things like I can code, but I can't use ConvertKit. I don't know. So it's just weird. Some things you understand and some you don't. And that one I didn't. So I left it. But
Okay.
yeah. Let's see. What else do we have on our thing? Oh, so that's abandoned carts, automatic emails, which is nice. And then bookkeeping integrations. I know Shari does, she has her set up with the one that's listed in here. It's the big one. And it's just QuickBooks, yeah. And she really likes it. So it works really well for her. I don't have any integration in mine.
I don't either.
So,
Yeah, I haven't done integration.
yeah, so FreshBooks, QuickBooks, Xero, Wave I used for a little bit, but I don't know if it has an integration with Shopify yet. So I'm not sure. But they do have apps. So she probably uses the connection with QuickBooks app. So then it automatically feeds the information of purchases and stuff over to it. So it separates out the shipping, the costs, and everything.
That would be nice.
Yeah. Yeah. So there are options. I don't use them. But then if you don't use them, you do have your reports in here, which are, not super great. But actually, maybe I'll look at bookkeeping reports for Shopify and see what they offer as far as that, like which report is their bookkeeping reports and what does it look like.
Okay. Because when I was trying to, the dreaded, my husband's a CPA and he's like, all right, I want your numbers. So I can go in and print out from QuickBooks reports, which is nice. But it was really hard to find in Shopify separation as to what was shipping and what was product. I literally had to and maybe I just don't know where to look, right? But list things out and add and subtract stuff, which was like, this is crazy.
Copying, pasting, putting in a spreadsheet and then sorting. Yeah.
The spreadsheet is equal to code for me. I don't. But like Square, it separates everything out, taxes, all of that, which is not, Square. But I don't know, I only use Square when I'm traveling. So, and only because I
if there's
did
anything
that way before
in
Shopify.
Look in Google Analytics and see if they have any kind of bookkeeping reports in theirs, because they're pulling the same information. They're not collecting shipping, I don't think, shipping costs. I don't know. I'll look around and see which reports in Shopify and which reports in Google Analytics refer to a bookkeeping something. Because at least, I don't know, maybe you download the CSV files and just hand them to him and say, okay, this is, so you can sort what I have.
Oh no, that doesn't work.
Oh.
I had to come up with, it's okay. I'm married to a CPA, but I have no accountant. I'm on my own. So it sounds good in theory, but not.
You're like, what kind? This is not a very good arrangement. Come on.
Well, I agree. It would get worse if we involved him. So
that's true. Yes, I understand that. Okay, you're good then. You're good. Yes. Yeah. All right. Let's see. I think that is it. And there wasn't any other questions. I'm looking to see. Oh, yeah. Celine was talking about the figuring out the shipping, USPS, first class, package, and priority, and how they have different options when you check out, and the client can choose which one to use. So yeah, sometimes they choose the wrong one. But yeah, that was it. Do you guys have any other questions? I mean, relating to anything?
Mod B, can you tell me any more information about that?
I didn't get more information.
What?
I saw their email and I'm like, oh, I need to talk to them. Okay. Yeah, because it's in a couple weeks and I need more. Yeah. And maybe they sent it out and I didn't, because I didn't open up that email. I think it was 2 days ago. So yeah. I'll put a big asterisk by that one. I'll get that one going. Yeah. Yeah, and something like that for promoting your blog is great. So that could be, you team up with other people. Everybody teaches something different or supplies a free tutorial on their blog. Or, you put a discount bundle together. So you team up with everybody and everybody's giving 10% off their shop. So they can hop around and get, discounts anywhere. Yeah. Yeah.
I'll just put this out there because I struggle with the fact that my English paper piecing made modern products are self-stick templates, and they work really, really good. And I'd be happy to send samples to you guys, but I am like up against this huge mountain of paper piecing. You know what I mean? Let's see, what's it called? I think it's paper piecing. It's like they were, you know what I'm talking about?
So they have a website?
Oh my God. Everybody's using they have like exclusive agreements with them. So almost everybody that I can reach out to in the English paper piecing world is getting their supply from
somebody else.
From paper pieces, yeah. And they're not self-stick. They're just paper. And I reach out to even people that somebody was going to QuiltCom and she was doing paper piecing. I'm like, oh, check this out, And she's like, yeah, that's a really great idea, but I have an exclusive agreement with paper piecing. And I made a whole collection. At the time, Checker and I were doing the product together. I was creating it and they put their name on it.
Yeah.
I'm taking that back. But I did a whole collection for The New Hexagon, that book, and we released the product, and whatever her name is that wrote the book, they did a cease and desist order and made us pull all of those off the market because she had an exclusive agreement with paper piecing, and so somehow they felt that I was
in infringement.
Yeah. So I found it really hard to collaborate with
because everybody's stuffed into the little box. That's really interesting. They did a cease and desist. That's because you're not teaming up with her. She has nothing to do with it.
Because I mentioned, well, what I felt it was really important to give credit. This is not a pattern.
Yeah.
I'm not telling you a pattern. If you want to put these blocks together, you need this book. And so I thought, oh, she'll be thrilled that, I specified her book.
And you got a little paper.
You're making, they virtually said, you're trying to sell your product by using our name.
Well, that's usually sometimes, when you team up with somebody, that's the whole point, isn't it?
But I wasn't teaming up.
Okay.
I made the product thinking, I'm giving credit where credit is due.
Right.
And
that seems so silly because quilt shops make kits for a pattern.
Right.
So it's like, it's very similar to that. And they're not offering, I mean, they have the templates. So did they send, I guess, maybe it's just because how you presented it. So did your packaging have it on there or something like that? And you were, I don't know, because, you know, did they send anybody that was selling a hexagon template the same thing?
Well, no,
Like-
because the new hexagon is like, they're different. They're,
Okay.
you know, they're not the traditional ones.
Okay.
But she said, we have an exclusive agreement with paper piecing, and we don't want you to have our name on your product.
I almost think go for smaller people.
And whole circle quilt, she just went to QuiltCom, the really contemporary one, and she's new to quilting.
Uh-huh.
I reached out to her and it said, hey, you know, she's like, yeah, it's a great idea, but I already have an exclusive agreement with paper pieces.
Paper piecing.
I was like,
Yeah, that's unbelievable.
Those exclusive agreement things that bothers me. Where
I can't believe so many people are agreeing to that. That's ridiculous.
yeah, I would
And
like you know, like that's almost like me selling patterns, and then Checker says you can only exclusively sell to me or through me, and then other distributors contact me. I said, sorry, I only sell them through Checker. I mean, that just seems very weird.
and the other thing that is kind of, now I lost my train of thought, but, I know. If you look at the pricing of the paper pieces packages, they're very expensive. And a package of my stuff is, you get generally 6 sheets, and then you reuse them over and over, like 5 to 10 times. So it's a lot of pieces. It's $12.99.
Yeah.
So it's a really good value, but I can't get over this mountain of, and my biggest fear is that they're going to be like, yeah, this is a really good idea, and we're going to start doing these too, you know. So
Of course, there's always knockoff people, so you always have to be aware of that. But yeah.
So I'm trying to get out into Mr. Domestic. I mean, he used them. He was like, he raved about them, and did a video on it. But I just seem to not be able to. Like,
Have you done shows?
Huh?
Have you done shows like Quilt Festival or anything?
I have in the past for the applique, but not lately because it's just such an expensive venture.
It is, yeah.
You know,
It's more about visibility and getting in the hands of people than anything.
So, but anyway, that's kind of
maybe, I'm thinking, I'm like, is there any retreats that do that, or that you could maybe send supplies for swag bags, something like that.
Well, that's
so
why
not the whole product is just like small.
Yeah. Well, that's why I'm so interested in like the Mod Bee, because that's like there's a whole bunch of you involved, so it's like collaborating with a bunch of people.
Yeah.
You see what I mean?
Yeah, and you could totally do that. You just need to find people as well. I mean, I'll find out about that one, but setting up your own thing, you're just struggling finding people that are willing to do it because they're already stuck to the other side of ridiculousness with exclusivity. I mean, that is dumb. Yeah.
Or I don't know. They must be making, maybe at the cost of the product, they're just making a lot of money, and they wouldn't make that with me because it's priced much more economically.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah.
So I'm just trying to get things out there and not spend, $5,000 to go to market.
I know, right? Okay. Yeah. Other ideas of promotion, which you have the ideas, it's just the people aren't there. Are you in Craft Industry Alliance?
Yeah.
I wonder if you put something out there that you're trying to put something together for a promotional bit, blog hop or something like that. Is anybody interested? I would need you to do, one social, one blog post, and I'll send you product in exchange. But put something together and present it in there and see if you can pick up a few, because those would be the people that
We're more willing to.
well, and when they respond, that's because they don't have an exclusivity. So you don't have to keep on reaching out. You get a collective group.
That's a good point.
Yeah. That,
Do you do English
and
paper
then only the ones who respond are going to be the ones really interested.
Yeah. Do you do English paper piecing?
I do a little bit. I haven't done a ton.
If
So,
if you
oh,
send
this
me,
one right here, I'm pointing to it. It's tiny,
yeah.
but yeah.
If you send me your address, look on my website and tell me what
Okay.
package you want, and I'll send you one.
Oh, look. Okay.
You can see. I mean, people look at
Sounds
it.
like a fun product, and sometimes it is. It's just tricky to get it out in the hands and
Yes,
visible when there's, yeah.
because you don't have to.
That necessarily doesn't compete with your product, but it competes with the space of people using it. So,
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah. So there's no gluing, basting, whip stitching.
Yeah, that's pretty
Straight
slick.
stitch by hand or machine. The whole quilt you see behind me
Yeah.
is the La Pasagalia quilt, and I pieced it all by machine.
Oh, wow.
So it's a real, and I didn't use, I don't know, I didn't use a package for the, of the product, because
Yeah.
it's so reusable. And like when you're cutting, no sliding around, nothing.
Yeah, that's crazy town.
So
I'll look. I'll look,
Okay.
Megan. I'll look.
sorry to monopolize things,
No,
but
no problem.
No, and that's really what it's about. It's like promotion. How are you going to get your product out there? What does make sense? And it's not like that you're doing nothing. It's that you're finding that there is somebody larger who is dominating in
Yeah.
kind of like incorrectly. Like that's rude to dominate so many people with an exclusivity. I don't think that's very good from a business standpoint either. And I understand, ambassadors and stuff. Baby Lock has theirs. Ulfa has theirs. And so I totally get that. But it's a very narrowed and collective people, whereas that one seems so broad.
Yeah.
Like they did one project and all of a sudden they have an exclusivity with you for how long? And that seems ridiculous to me. It's not
Yeah.
a very good business move. I don't like that. That makes
well, I
me
don't
feel-
like it because it's cost me a lot of money, but anyway.
Yeah.
Okay.
So
Thank you.
yeah, get the word out of your shop. I don't know. I think down the line we talk a little bit more about, we don't. So this is the only promotions one. So really in the Facebook group, I'll start it right now. Promote your shop ideas. And then I'm going to start that. So promote your shop ideas, drop them here. So if we can collect so you've got blog hops, adjustments to patterns and stuff like that. So if we start a fun thread in there, then you guys can add your own input of maybe what you've done in the past or thinking about, and a good resource to go back. So when you're thinking about, okay, what can I do to promote things, then have a good list to go back on. So yeah, because people do crazy fun things. I know there's like Instagram threads or, loops. So that's another way, but yeah. And actually,
Send me your address and I'll send you.
okay. And actually, you might be interested in a loop coming up. Do you do Instagram?
Kinda.
Okay.
But
I'll let you decide whether or not it works. But okay.
yeah, I should do more because I think because I have tailwind and I just have to learn how to use the.
Yeah, it's just one more thing though.
Yeah.
Yeah, I get it. But
So
yeah,
what
so if we can collect ideas, that would be fun because maybe I don't have them all.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What loop is coming up?
There's an Instagram loop. Amy's creative side, she does one. And it's she does online quilt festival or something like that. And anyways, yeah.
Okay.
So she does different loops for that. You have to post at a certain time, and then, you know, people visit following your loop and stuff. So you get a boost in followers,
I think I saw something like
but
that.
you have to do a giveaway and stuff like that. But your product would be perfect. So yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, coming up with ideas is great, and then like figuring out how to implement them is the second part.
Yeah, exactly.
Absolutely.
Like follow through.
Yes.
That can be tricky too. So we can talk about that. But yeah, if you got any other questions, just drop them in there. Anything else for today?
Not that I can think of.
Yeah. All right. Covered a
Thank
bit.
you.
You are so welcome, and we will talk to everybody later.
All right, see ya.
Okay.
Bye.
Bye.